Hello there, everyone, and welcome to this week's live Akashic reading and live card pull with this beautiful card deck, Moonology. Now, we have been through a couple of eclipses, a lunar eclipse a couple of weeks ago, and also yesterday's solar eclipse. So, we are going to be pulling a card from this beautiful card deck today just to receive a little bit of wisdom and guidance. Hi there, welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you. Let me know where you're joining me from in the world. It's always lovely to hear where things are coming from. If you're brand new to my world, I'm Natasha Nicole Harris. I'm an Akashic teacher, record teacher, and practitioner as well. And I teach practitioners how to access the Akashic Records for their own clients to be able to help them and support them to sprinkle more of their own magic out into the world, and really learning to trust their intuition and their inner guidance and inner guidance system, so that we can come back to really our unique gifts and how we do and how we share that out in the world. Hey there, Sacred Resilience from Michigan. Lovely to have you here. So I'm going to be pulling a card deck from this card because I was saying have just been through some quite powerful eclipses. So thinking about your intuition, your intention, what is it that you would like to receive some wisdom and guidance around? If you share it in the comments with me. Hi, Marie. Yes, you're from the UAE. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. Um, Lovely to have you here. So yeah, I'm just gonna really what would you like some guidance and wisdom around right now? Have a little think about that. Come into your breath. Let's take a few nice, nourishing, deep breaths together. That's always a nice way to start these moments of really coming into and connecting with our own intuition. So taking 3 breaths, nice, longer, deeper breaths. You don't have to force the breath. You don't have to try hard or try to for it to be in a particular way. Just start to recognize the breath, come into presence with your breath. You take a nice, slightly deeper inhalation. Perhaps you want to hold for a second. And then a nice long exhalation. Do that 3 times in a rhythm, in a way that really supports you, feels nourishing, and also brings you into the present moment. Allows you to feel more grounded, more connected to wherever you are right now in the world. And when you've done those 3 breaths, just coming back to this moment, you don't even have to close your eyes to do the breaths. We're always breathing, but often it's such a shallow breath that we feel quite untethered, quite disconnected, quite out of sorts. And that's when we don't hear our intuition. The breath brings us back into the present moment, and it brings us back into presence so that we can hear. We create a little space. We can hear what's going on. So, just to share a little bit about this powerful month that we have just been through. Some of us may be feeling in the midst of things, have been feeling a little bit rocky, have been feeling like everything's been turned upside down, lots of old stuff rising to the surface. I know that I have been feeling that. And I just want you to check in. Where are you right now? What is What is the most prevalent energy that you feel right now? And if you feel like commenting or sharing that in the comments, I'd love to hear, because this is also an important part of being present. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we had a lunar eclipse, which was very powerful. Just as we were stepping out into the 999 portal. So there's been lots of things rising to the surface that we have been asked to and invited to and encouraged to. Sometimes a little bit difficult, like it's proved to be a bit challenging, but we've been invited to let things go. And that's not always easy. Old things rising to the surface in order for us to let it go. So yes, sacred resilience, lots coming up to release. And that can create a lot of challenge, and it can also create some resistance in our system. It's like we don't want to let things go. We don't want to want to loosen our grip on something that feels important. So, what is it that you have been asked and invited to release? Where is that resistance showing up? Where are you in resistance to letting it go? Might be old thoughts, might be old patterns, it might be old belief systems, it might be people. And so when we can shine a light on the resistance that comes with the letting go, then we can carve an easier path to that. And so we have been asked to let go of things personally, but we are also feeling that collective letting go in in the collective. And so that brings up these things of like, well, what are the old ways of doing things that are not serving me, that I'm contributing to in the collective, and what am I being asked to do differently and let go of? That might be energies of judgment, of the way the world works, of other people, of doing things in a different way, of not understanding things. So we may be feeling a lot of resistance of letting go of old ways of doing things, or that we notice that other people are really struggling to let go of things and are still doing things in the old way when we know there are new and different ways to do things. And yesterday's solar eclipse, yesterday on Sunday, I was partaking in a beautiful meditation, a beautiful energy circle yesterday as we saw in the eclipse and as we moved through the first part of the eclipse. And this energy is all about rebirth. This is all about what we're calling in, what we're bringing in. And so now, as we step through and let go of things, as things really rise to the surface, our focus and our attention wants to go towards what are we calling in as we step closer towards the end of the year. As we want to release those old things, we have to be able to invite new things in. And our focus wants to go not only on the releasing, but also on what we're stepping into. And that's the beauty of it. This is the beauty of where we're standing right now. What are we letting go of, perhaps with a little bit of resistance, but what are we inviting in? What are you birthing into? What are you birthing into the world? Perhaps you have a business, a creation that you want to bring to the light. And I'm going to pull a card just to support us from this beautiful card deck, Moonology, to help us and support us in just a little bit of wisdom and guidance around that. Sacred Resilience says, love that. This. Yes. Because we can get very stuck on healing, 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 of things that are not working, of always focusing on what's not working. And it can be very frustrating and it can be exhausting spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And so when we're consistently focusing on what's not working, what's not working, what's not working, what do we have to release? What do we have to release? What do we have to let go of? We can be really demotivated because we forget what we're actually doing it for. What are we releasing for? So I've really had to, and I share and I teach from a very different perspective, that we're not here to do the healing. We're here to do the releasing so that we can step forward, that we can create a bit of space. And the breath is the first thing that comes into mind to do that. It's like as we breathe more deeply, as we become more present, we create space in our experience. We have space to move. We have space to receive, to give, to do things differently. And so what are you calling in? And this is the importance of intention. It's like, what do we want some guidance around? What we're calling in. So if you want to share that in the comments, when I pull a card, I can help you and support you a little bit with a bit of extra guidance that comes through. What are you calling in now? What are you calling in? What are you allowing into your experience? What are you going to allow yourself to receive? Because often as healers, as practitioners, as people that support other people, it's very difficult to allow ourselves to receive that from others as well, that spark something in us, that remind us of our power, of who we are, of what we're here to do, what we're here to create more of, to sprinkle more of in the world. So Sacred Resilience says, I'm calling in the next steps of my journey. Yes, beautiful. Can you be more specific with that? What is the journey? What are you calling in on the journey? What do you want to bring into, declare it to the world, to the universe, to yourself? Marie says, I am calling in letting go of the fear of not being enough. Yes, this is a big collective belief. This fear is a big collective fear that we're not enough, that we're not doing enough, that we are not seen enough, that we're not heard enough, that we're just not enough. And it's so not true. We are more than enough. We are enough. You are enough. And it's our time now to step into that, to step across the threshold, to step and say, I declare this as my time. I declare this. I want this. I desire this purely because I want to desire it. So a little card is just poking out there. So I'm going to pull that card and we'll see what it comes. I want to be a healer. So you're calling in the next steps of becoming a healer. Beautiful. I love that. So this is the balsamic moon, and it's a time for healing. So this is an interesting one because this is what we're doing. Is what we're doing is releasing. So as I said, I'm not a fan of the healing. I don't like to call it healing anymore. I love to think of it about releasing something from our system, releasing it from our soul memories, from our soul DNAs, these innate patterns of how we react to things consistently over and over again. So this is an interesting card to pick. So that's for me to really look at and saying, well, it is a time for healing. There is nothing wrong with healing, but are we stuck in healing? You can't make this up. You can't make this up, right? Are we stuck in healing? And those two things are different. There is a time for healing, and there's a time for calling in, and there's a time for letting go. And so, what is the last thread of something? You thought the same, yeah. So, what is the last thread of something that you are ready to release? That you are ready to call in? That you are ready to allow yourself and give yourself permission to let go of these old patterns, these old ways, so that the fear of not being enough. Are you going to give yourself permission to say that this does not belong to me? And in that, what we do is we heal it and we release it across generational lines, across timelines. We step onto a new timeline where a new reality has space to grow, a new belief system has space to come in. So, how do we allow ourselves now to really be in a space of letting go of those final threads with the intention? It's a flying away right now, yeah. With the intention that actually, as we release it, we create space. There's not just then the next thing to heal, the next thing to let go of, but just the next thing to allow in. Fly away. I think that was a plane as well that just went overhead. I don't know if you heard that. Time is moving fast. And sometimes it's difficult to feel like we have any control over that things are just moving so quickly. We have no time to really allow these things into us. We feel like we need more time. We need more time. We don't need more time to heal. We just need to allow space to heal. And the thing that gives us space is the present moment, is this moment, not more time, just a moment. And if you're being called to let go, make this your moment. You don't have to focus on it. You don't have to do hard work to do it. It's a declaration. Change happens with a moment of choosing. Right now, right here. What do you choose? big, bold step along the path to become the healer. Got the chills. I feel the chills too. Because sometimes I think we overcomplicate these things. We feel we've got to do the healing and it becomes hard work. But a time for healing is this moment right here. Through choice, you get to choose. I let go of this in order to create space, to be in the present moment. I have more than enough time, and I take a step towards the timeline that I choose. One where I'm free. One where I'm free of the challenge, the fear. Doesn't mean the fear is eliminated, but you're free of it. In the sense that you can walk alongside the fear in the present moment. You can hold fear's hand and keep choosing to move forward. Choose yourself instead of choosing the fear gets all the power. This is the beauty. This is what we get to walk into now. This is our rebirth. This is what we are birthing and choosing in now. Ourselves, our choice, our freedom to choose and say, now is my time to say yes to me. I don't have to eliminate everything and heal everything. I just get to choose me. And then I get to remind myself in 5 minutes when I've forgotten and the fear's taken over. And then I get to remind myself in 10 minutes, in half a day, in a day, tomorrow, that you get to choose yourself. Always, fully, completely. So let me know in the comments how that resonates, what resonates about that. I'd love to hear. And it starts with trusting yourself. You have everything you need in this moment, in your experience. There's nothing for you to learn, only to remember your power. And if you haven't downloaded my free activation to Trust Soul, comment Trust Soul, and I'll send it to you, the free activation, so you can remember your power, remember your magic. I'm glad it takes the pressure off. Remember your power. And if you're a practitioner looking to deepen your understanding of this wisdom through the Akashic Records, then send me a DM and I'll send you the link to my practitioner course. Because this really is about remembering everything of who we are. It's no longer about healing, healing, healing. It's about remembering your power. It's about remembering who you really are. And that is an all-powerful soul having a human experience. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's a little bit chaotic, but you still have the power within you to keep moving. This came such the perfect timing. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. I'm so pleased. It's a reminder for us all. It's a reminder for me too. That's why I love to pull these cards, because I know that they're always for me. You're so welcome. It's always a reminder for me because I might be the teacher, but I'm also the student. And that's the beauty of getting to walk this path. We're all learning. We're all navigating things. We all make mistakes. We all do silly things. We all react instead of respond in moments of pressure. But what are we remembering about ourselves? We're waking up to the memory of how powerful we truly are. As we take a moment, as we come into the moment, we create space and we take a breath and we choose. Choose yourself. Always. Always. Choose what you're stepping into and let go of what doesn't want to come with you. That's the message for today. Thank you for joining me. I love you. And I will see you all very soon for the next one, next week, next Monday. And if you've got any questions, pop into my DMs. I'm always available, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.